Yo, what is up, guys? It's your boy YGC, DJ ygcdj, whatever y'all want to call me. And I'm finally back. I know it's been 1,500 years. I know it's been a calm little decades, but y'all too goofy, bro. Let me stop playing. But no, for real though, it's real. Y'all, it's been a minute. I know. I'm gonna make this quick too, cause I'm not trying to talk too long. In my head, I got 20 minutes. You know what I'm saying? So. I know I said, no matter how I feel, this and that, no matter how busy I'm gonna post. I know it's been an actual month and some change actually. Now, first things first, I don't even want to pull the I've been busy card, but I've really been super busy, every single day. If you one of my friends, I've been busy, and I'm fine with that, But I feel like I still could have made time. Now, mind you, I drop a message every other week or every 2 weeks, right? Now, this is how it all started. So it's been 2 weeks, right? And then that third week, I literally forgot I was supposed to. I'm being so serious. I was just so busy. I just focused on everything. I was like, oh shoot, I forgot. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna do it today. I procrastinated heavy. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't do it that day. So I waited another week. Now that other week, it's been a month, and then I had the chance to do it last week. And I was like, nah, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna do it. I feel like I just need a rest. Literally, I just need a rest. It's not like I'm sad or anything. I'm just I just been tired, really tired. That's it. Not sad, not mad. Just been tired. So I'm gonna try to really stay consistent with it every 2 weeks for real. Cause I'm not gonna do it every week. I feel like it's a little bit more pressure. But I'm gonna try to do it every other week or every 2 weeks. Which I don't know if that's the same thing. I'm bad at math, but you tell me. So y'all. Fruits of the Spirit, part 6. You know what I'm saying? No, for real though. Part 6. We on. Whoa, my laptop just turned off. All right, I'm sorry. If I sound different, it's cause I'm recording from my laptop instead of my phone now. So this is just straight voiceover. It's less transferring. I could drop this the same day. I'm recording this. If I drop this on Wednesday, that means it worked out in my favor. Because I had to transfer, I had to do all this, I had to wait for the transfer, but let's get straight into the message though. Alright, so my journal sounds different, y'all just gonna get used to it. So today we're talking about goodness, the fruits of the Spirit. There is a couple fruits of the Spirit, and the fruits of the Spirit are love, joy, peace, kindness, goodness, which we're on today, gentleness, faithfulness, and self-control. Now after this one, we only have 3 left. And then the series is over. Am I still going to drop? Yeah, I'm still going to drop. But, yeah. So, let's talk about goodness, y'all. So, in this one, I'm a little, I'm barely, going to have any notes on this one, too. Because, it was really hard to find verses about goodness, towards other people and not God's goodness. I'm going to keep it about because God is so good. So, of course, they have a bunch of type verses about God's goodness in a good way. That's actually amazing. I love that. But it was kind of harder to find verses about showing goodness to other people. So I think I literally only have one verse in this journal. Y'all stay with me, bro. y'all stay with me, okay? So in Matthew chapter 5, verse 16, it says, "In the same way, let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven." Now, this verse is basically saying showing goodness to others is a form of shining your light towards others. What this means is that light that God gave us, let that light be bright. Let that light be bright, y'all. Meaning be loud or basically be loud in your goodness or generosity towards other people. Now, not being loud in a volume sense, obviously, but always try to show goodness to other people. That's what it's basically saying. Just try to show goodness, generosity, and all. Just be good to people, Now, the last sermon topic was kindness. Now, I'm going to let y'all know. This might be a little bit familiar to the last one. I didn't even really look at the notes for the last one for real, but kindness and goodness, they kind of go hand in hand. To me, they're like cousins, because you could be kind to someone, you could be good to someone. It's basically the same thing, but it's not, So, yeah, y'all get what I mean. And notice in Matthew chapter 5, verse 16, towards the middle, in the end of the verse, it says that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven. So yes, people will notice you being good and showing them your light. But don't be good to people for validation or applause, y'all. Literally, like, I feel like if you're good to people for that, it's kind of like the wrong purpose, you know? It's like, yeah, you could get your kudos, you could get, a little applause. Oh, I just did this for this person. But it's like, it's really the heart posture of the goodness. Like, heart posture plays a big part in our actions in your walk. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you really feel about what you're doing right now? Even if you don't want to do it, even if you want to do it, it's like, how does your heart feel towards what you just did? Ooh, man, I'm sorry, I'm out of breath. Hold on. Sorry, guys. Oh, I'm sorry, yo. I'm sorry, yo. I'm too, like I said, I'm not even gonna say I'm too goofy, but like, you know me, I play around a lot every now and then. Like, I'm really serious at times. Other time I play around a lot. So I might be in a little like goofy mood right now. I mean, y'all know me. Like, if you've been watching me before the messages, y'all know me, bro. So yeah, but be good to people because it's the right thing to do. So not really for the validation or applause. Just be good to people because like being good to this person is the right option. You feel me? That's why at the end of the verse it says, "And glorify your Father in heaven." When we do good deeds and show goodness to people, doing that is a form of glorifying God. It's a form of obedience to God because it's like we're all God's children. So you just being good to someone is like that really is a form of obedience. Now, what if you don't feel like being good to somebody? Now, pattern I have in a lot of my things, y'all. I always ask the opposite of what I'm preaching or talking about because it's like, yes, I can talk about it all positive sense, but it's like we're all human. We're not gonna always want to feel or show goodness to somebody. I mean, like we don't. The thing about us humans, and I've noticed about life, is like the chances of something being constant and the same the whole time, and especially us humans, is so low. Like, for example, you cannot be happy from when you're born to when you die, all the way. Like, let's say you live 100 years, right? That's actually a pretty long time. That's actually a pretty good time. But let's say you're born and you live up to 100. You're not gonna be happy the whole time. You're not gonna have the same emotion the whole time. So I always do that to just kind of like give you a different view, a different perspective, and a realistic like, yo, what if I don't feel like showing goodness to somebody? You know? I don't even know how that notification went off, y'all. I'm on D&D. If y'all heard that, just disregard that, cause yeah. But what if I don't feel like showing goodness to someone? Now I'm asking this just because we see this verse about goodness, how much it talks about goodness in the word. It doesn't mean showing goodness to people is always going to be the easiest thing to do or the most easy thing to do. When we don't feel like showing someone goodness or being good to the person, I feel like we should at least just still try our best to, you know? Because how I see it is sometimes it's not about our feelings, it's about the purpose behind our actions, you know? We can't always show goodness to people when we feel like it. Like sometimes we don't have to feel like it and still try to show goodness to people. And it's like you can't always do something based off of your feelings. Sometimes it just needs to get done because it's the right thing to do or it's just a strong need. Y'all feel me? So, yeah. Now, what impacts do we have from treating people good? I would say some impacts could be pleasing and glorifying God, to do something good for the person or a group of people, and make their day just a little bit better, you know? And I would finally say denying ourselves. Now, what you mean? How can I be denying myself just because I'm good to somebody? Now, remember, I asked y'all earlier, oh, shoot. What did I ask y'all earlier? Hold on. I'm sorry, y'all. I gotta remember. I'm pretty sure I asked y'all. Well, oh yeah, I remember now. All right. I remember. I said, what if you don't feel like showing goodness to someone? Then that's a form of denying yourself. When you show goodness to someone and you don't feel like it, it's a form of denying yourself, yeah. Because when we treat people good and we don't feel like it, like I said, it's a form of denying yourself. I say that because when you deny yourself, you're basically saying no to yourself. But no matter how bad you want to do something, you just don't. Which reminds me of one of the other fruits of the spirit, which is self-control. But I'll talk about it in a different upload because, it's in the later of this series. I think it's the last fruit of the spirit. I think it's the last fruit. Mistake me if I'm wrong. I'm not sure. I just said it earlier, so yeah. But what I'm basically saying is denying yourself and putting the other person before you is a form of denying yourself. So let's say, for example, you had the worst day of your week so far. You had a horrible day. It's one of those days where anything will really just get you mad. Let's say you stubbed your toe walking into your room, and just because you had a bad day, you just, come on now. Everyone has everyone has had one of those type days. I don't care. Anyone has had one of those type days, right? And let's say you had a bad day at work, you woke up late, the whole day just didn't go your way. Then someone asks you to do something you really don't feel like doing, but they're not able to do it. They're literally not able to do it, or they don't know how, or something, right? Now, remember, yes, boundaries and balance is a thing. Repeat, boundaries and balance is a thing. Okay? Boundaries and balance is a thing. Just because I'm telling y'all to show goodness to people, that does not mean I'm saying to people please. There is a line, alright? You can show goodness to people, but don't overexert yourself. Because when you start doing that, it's oh my gosh, it's really doing things in your own strength. And y'all, you're going to even be more tired. You're going, man. There's a line, alright? That's what I'm trying to let y'all know. There is a line, okay? There's a line. But when we do a deed for that person when we don't feel like it, it's a form of showing goodness to people. It's kind of like denying yourself, how I said earlier, and it's a form of showing goodness to people. Another form of showing goodness to people is as simple as just being kind and nice to them. You could just be kind, you could be nice, smile, all that. Like I was saying in the verse earlier, show your light. Mind you, I told y'all I'm doing one verse right now. I'm basing this all off one verse. Besides the question, what if you don't feel like showing people goodness, So yeah. When we focus on God's goodness, it's less difficult to show people's God's goodness. When we focus on God's goodness, it's less difficult to show people's God's goodness. What I mean by this is when we think about all the things God has done for us and how much He loves us, the least we could do is try to treat people better. Because God has done so much for us. It's we don't even deserve this stuff, y'all. We don't deserve this stuff. God is so amazing to us. It's we literally don't deserve it. There's too much He's done for us. You look around, nature, everything, you have house, y'all, He's done so much for us. And what I mean by this is when we think about all the things God has done and how much He loves us, the least we can do is try to treat people better. God gives us so many things and we don't deserve. God gives us so many things we don't deserve. For example, His forgiveness. Man, who forgives everybody like God does? Nobody. Okay, alright. Alright. I hope y'all had nobody in your head. Even the nicest person they don't forgive like God does because they're not God. Repeat, they are not God. They may forgive good, but they're not God. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry, nah, bro. But, really, when you focus on God's goodness, you focus on how good He is and the things He does for us, and it's really asking God for strength. Because when you show people goodness and you don't feel like it, you can literally ask God, I pray You give me strength. Not even out loud, obviously, because there's certain moments, you really can always pray out loud, but, there's certain moments you could just, talk to God in your head. It's God, I pray You give me strength to show kindness and goodness to this person, Hold on, y'all, I gotta log back into my laptop, because this is the thing about doing it on a laptop. I don't know, when it stops, how long it's going, because my thing keeps on turning off by itself. So, y'all, if this one's a little unprofessional, hey, just let it rock, man. Technical difficulties right now because this laptop turning off by itself. But I'm not mad. I'll just change the sleep timing because I know it was me. I forgot to change the sleep timing. But we can ask God for strength, and not even just for showing goodness to people. Like, y'all, this is off topic, but when you ask God for strength and help, He's going to help. Like, for example, something as little as you lost your phone and you ask God, "Oh God, can you help me find my phone? Like in my room." Something as little as that. Because y'all, when you get to the point where it's like it's more relational, when you just have such a strong relationship with God, like you could just talk to Him, ask Him about anything. It's like that is a big part that helps you get close to them. The relation. You having that relationship with Him, you talking to Him. And when we ask Him for strength, like I said, not just in goodness, but in anything. God, I pray you give me strength to go to school today and to focus and stay locked in. Something as simple as that. It don't matter what it is, y'all. Just ask God for strength. I'm telling you. Don't do things in your own strength. Ask God for strength. I tried, like, for example, what day is it? For me, it's Wednesday. Let's see if I post this the same day, depending on the transfers. Or, I mean, I don't have to transfer, but depending how long it takes to, upload it and all that and edit it. This week, try to practice asking God for strength for stuff. Seriously. And see what happens. It's going to work. I know it's going to work. I know it's going to work. It's going to work. Now, when I mean asking God for strength, He's not going to turn into a genie when you ask Him for strength. But it's going to be a better result just because you asked Him for help. Because that's what God wants us to do. He wants us to ask Him for help. Not only come to Him for help, but don't be afraid to ask Him for help. So, yeah. So, y'all, I'm basically almost done. I'm on my last part. I feel like a form of goodness I didn't forget to talk about, but a form of goodness I really should talk about is God's goodness, like I was talking about a little bit earlier. Now, mind you, y'all need to know that God's goodness is not based on your situation. Now, I don't care. I'm going to talk about it because, like, this is like iffy, but I don't care. A lot of atheists, right, and people that don't believe in God, most of them don't believe in God because of things that happen to the world or things that happen in their life. Now, people that have like really like crazy lives, I mean, you can't even lie. That's kind of understandable, but like you gotta see it from this point of view. It's like, yo, now let me go back to my point and I'll talk about the atheist thing. God's goodness is not based on your situation. God is always and forever will be good, not just to us, but just in general. It's like, y'all, just because you're going through something, that doesn't mean God isn't good. That doesn't mean He's mad at you. Because the thing about life, what did I say earlier? Like, the chance of something being so constant the whole time is so low. For example, even your walk. Like, y'all, just because you're not in a rainy season doesn't mean you're not going to have a storm. We're bound to go through hardship. We're bound. Like, all that stuff is predestined, y'all. All that stuff is going to happen. But it's like, just because stuff like that's happening, just because something doesn't go your way, it doesn't mean God isn't good. God will always be good. The one thing I love about the Bible, it's kind of like a lot of the verses in it they're just reminders. And a lot of them are reminders to show the goodness of God through the stories of Moses, Joseph, David, Daniel, all these stories, y'all. It shows a form of God's goodness working through that situation, y'all. And how I see it when it comes to storms and all that too, there's this verse I don't know about heart, but all things work together for good. All things work together for good. So y'all, please do not base God's goodness on your situation. If you're going through something, trust me, it's not worth it, because I feel like those things, like those storms and hardships, are meant to get us closer to God. It's really to just test us to see, yo, are we going to focus on God more in the storm, or are we going to drift more? Or are we gonna just drift in general? Because it's like we focus on God in storms and all that. Once we come out the storm, it's like it's a whole new upgrade. It's like your faith just got stronger just because of that storm. You feel me? So y'all, I'm done. It's 20 minutes. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. Okay, actually, let me go back to the AC thing real quick. Now, the atheist thing. Did any atheists watching this video? Like I said, y'all, I love all y'all. I love everybody. I love everybody. And how I see it, yo, the things that happen into the world, God gave us free will, right? And a lot of things that happen in the world, they're not really God's fault. They just happen. So in God giving us free will, it's like a lot of crazy things like crimes. Oh, how come there's so many killings? Why did God, quote unquote, let that happen? Or why did God make, most of the time they say why did God make it happen? And it's like, yo, the world is a whole different ballgame. When I mean the world, like Earth, like God has his kingdom, right? But a lot of crazy things are going on in the world right now because of us humans. I'm not even going to sit here and lie. I'm not going to just blame it all on us, but it's like a lot of crazy things happen because, like, since God gives that free will, God's basically saying, God giving us free will is basically saying, I'm not going to control you. I want it to be genuine. What he means by I want it to be genuine, it's like I want you to, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'll give you chances to get close to me, but I'm not going to force you to get close to me. Because it's like, think of it as a mom and dad. Usually, your parents, they're not going to force you to get close to them. You either get close to them or you don't. You've been growing up with them your whole life. There's some people that, you know what I'm saying, they probably not even close to their parents. But it's like, most of the time it's not forced, it's genuine. It's the same thing with God, yo. So I'm going to leave y'all with that. God's goodness is not based on your situation. My bad for not having a message in a minute, y'all. But it's ygcdj, man. Next message we're gonna talk about gentleness. I already have ideas what to talk about with gentleness and all that. I don't even want to say any points in this video because you could just have it for that video. So yeah, I love y'all so much, man. God bless. ygcdj. And don't forget, soul people, God's goodness is weak. And ask God for strength. Try to ask God for strength with some things and see what happens. Just watch. Love y'all. ygcdj, I'm out.